Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students and welcome back. Dear students, first of all, Ramadan Kareem to you and your family. Dear students, in our previous video we were talking about the osmosis in the cell, and today we are going to discuss the osmosis in the animal cell, and for this purpose we are going to take the example of the red blood cells. Dear students, red blood cells in our body, they are surrounded by the blood plasma. They are surrounded by the blood plasma, and in the red blood cells and in the blood plasma, the water potential is same. That means the water potential in the blood plasma and the inside of the red blood cells is same. If they are at equilibrium, that means no osmosis occur across the membrane of the red blood cells. And what is the osmotic potential or the water potential of the blood plasma? That it has, blood plasma has 0.85% salts in it, and equivalent to these salts, red blood cells also have 0.85% salts or the inner conditions in it. That means they are at equilibrium. So at normal conditions, in normal conditions, no osmosis occurs between the red blood cells and the blood plasma. But what will happen if we put that red blood cells in a pure water? Before I go into the detail of this example, let me explain that if the red blood cells are more concentrated from the inner side, that means it has a low water potential. And if we talk about the pure water has the maximum water potential. That means in pure water, the molecules of the water can move more freely as compared to the water molecules which are present inside the red blood cells. So, if we put that red blood cells inside the pure water, what will happen? That cell membrane around it that will act as a partially permeable membrane, and the water, what will happen to this cell, because it is concentrated from the inner side and it has a low water potential inside, and there is a more water potential outside this cell. What will happen? The water molecules will move from the higher water potential to the lower water potential, and ultimately what will happen to this cell? This cell will swell up and it will burst, because that cell membrane is very delicate. So this is the one case of osmosis in the animal cell. I hope you have understood the concept and the idea. Why water enters into the cell? Because in the inner side of the cell, the conditions are more concentrated and the water potential is low. Due to the pure water which is present outside the cell, that pure water has a high water potential. Water will move from the high water potential to the low water potential, and ultimately the red blood cell will burst. But in the second case, if we put that red blood cell in a solution which has the same salt concentration as that of the cell, red blood cell, that means if that solution contains 0.85% salt solution, and if we put that cell into this solution, what will happen to that cell? Is there any possibility that the physical changes can occur in this cell? No. definitely there will be no change in this cell, because this solution has the same salt concentration as that of the red blood cells. So the water potential will be the same in the beaker and in the red blood cells. So coming to the next example and the next case, if we put that red blood cell in a solution, in a 3% solution, or a solution which has a more concentrated which is a more concentrated solution, and what will happen to that cell? As that cell, red blood cell, contains 0.85% salt solutions, and that the solution in that beaker that contains 3% solution, that means this solution is more concentrated as compared to the red blood cell, the inner side of the red blood cells. And if that solution is more concentrated, that means it has a very low water potential. And as compared to the red blood cells, in this, as compared to the this beaker, in the red blood cells, the water potential will be high, because it is less concentrated as compared to this beaker. And what will happen to this red blood cell? The water molecules will move from the higher water potential to lower water potential. Why there is a low water potential? Because it has more concentrated solution, right? You are getting my point? And the red blood cells, as compared to this beaker, they are less concentrated, they have the less concentrated solution, and as compared to this beaker, the water potential is high inside the cell, not in the beaker. So that is why the water molecules will come out of this cell membrane into this solution, and what will happen to this cell? It will shrink down. That position is called as crenated. Crenated type, that is, that cell will shrink, because all the water which is present inside the cell, that will come out into this solution, just because of the water potential, because of the osmosis. Because in osmosis, the water molecule, the molecules of the water move from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. I hope you have got the concept and the idea of osmosis in the animal cell. Dear students, this was all about the osmosis in the animal cell. Before the submission of this topic, I want you to understand that the solution which has more water potential, that solution is called as hypotonic solution. Hypotonic. And the solutions which have the same water potential as that of the cell, that are called as isotonic solution. And the solutions which are more concentrated as that of the cells, they are hypertonic solution. So in that case, you have seen the pure water is a hypotonic solution, and that solution which is dilute, which has the 85% salt solution, that is the isotonic to the red blood cells, and that which is more concentrated, that is called as hypertonic solution. Dear students, in animal body or in human body, all the tissues and the cells are surrounded by the tissue fluid, and that tissue fluid mostly is isotonic to the cells around which that tissue fluid is present. I hope you have understood the concept and the idea about the osmosis in the cells. In the next lesson, we will learn about the osmosis in the plant cell. Till then, Allah Hafiz, take care of yourselves and the people around you.